Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Angelo. I make electronic music under the name Tribes, and today we're delving into the wonderful world of FM synthesis. Frequency modulation. It's a very abstract concept, hard to really grasp, but you can make a very realistic sounding grand piano with it. Well, what they thought was realistic in the 80s. Or can you? We'll get into that later. But what is it exactly? FM is what happens when one oscillator modulates another. So, thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next video. Nah, just kidding. I'm sure if you've landed on this video, you've heard that concept explained before. Sine waves modulating other sine waves. But what does that mean? I find the best way to internalize that as a concept is to slow it down. Way down. Literally. I'm gonna do this in my modular rack using the Clavis twin waves. Now, full disclosure, Clavis sent over this module for another video. Since this would be the perfect module to show you this concept with, I'm more than happy to showcase it for you. Twin Waves has two oscillators, the second of which can be switched to an LFO, or as I said, slowed way down. If nothing is patched into this input, oscillator 2 modulates oscillator 1 when turning up this attenuator. And the parameter it modulates is pitch, aka frequency, hence frequency modulation. With a very slow LFO, you can start to hear what's going on. I have both oscillators set to a sine wave for this. We start off with a sort of seasick sound, which shifts to a vibrato. And at some point, when we get into audio range on the LFO, the vibrato turns into something that gives us intermodulation. From here on out, the modulation gives us more of a shift in timbre rather than obvious pitch difference. Where maybe you're used to subtractive synths like a Moog or a Prophet, starting out with waveforms that have a lot of overtones and then filtering them. In this case, we're starting out with a sound with no or few overtones and adding them by modulation. Another concept that is quite similar is phase modulation. Here it's not the frequency of the oscillator that's modulated, but it's the phase. That is, the point where the sound wave starts relative to its own cycle. Remember that very realistic sounding grand piano on the DX7? Well, that monstrosity, the most famous FM synth in the history of mankind, is actually based on phase modulation. Since the parameter assigned to this input is patched to phase mod, I can easily show you what that sounds like. Another fun feature of the twin waves is that this attenuator lets oscillator 1 modulate the phase of oscillator 2, which then is modulating oscillator 1 again, turning it into this like infinite feedback loop of awesomeness. Okay, so let's play with that a bit. I'm doing a bit more patching to control the amount of modulation going from one place to another. Using the Disting EX as a matrix mixer, we can control what modulates what to quite an extreme amount, thus taking the sound of, in this case, only one oscillator that you're hearing to, well, a totally next level. If you like this video, there's loads more like this in the educational playlist on my channel, which probably is somewhere in here right now. Let me know if there's any questions and give me a follow if you want to learn more about synths, about production, about songwriting and music in all its wonderful shapes and forms. Thanks.